Devin's first podcast with a stand. We even got another stand over there, dude. We're investing heavily in the gear. I was talking to Devin last week, and we got an Aperture 300 light, which was big for us because we just had a 200 and a 100. And I was doing the math, and I was like, we literally doubled our lighting output. Now we have 600 instead of 300 total. So pretty crazy. And yeah.
Yeah, you just have that one light, and it pretty much just lights the whole set, pretty much. Like, that's just additive, like, just to add some backlight. But, like, I don't know. Sometimes we won't have, like, enough power for, like, one. We'd have to, like, switch.
Yeah.
Like, the softboxes on them and stuff.
Yeah.
The lanterns and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And now,
so, like, now we don't really have to switch. We just keep it on there.
Yeah, it feels way better. I feel, that is like the coolest piece of gear I've bought in recent times. Super excited about it. But I think are we live? We're live? Everyone's live?
Yeah, we're just
all right.
kicking it right.
Let's jump right into the first topic. We talked about this a little bit as a team yesterday at our all-team meeting. Barbie versus Oppenheimer.
Oh, we're sure you're going into that.
What are we thinking? What are we thinking right now?
I'm going to see Barbie tonight.
Oh,
so
Barbie tonight.
You haven't seen Barbie?
So I haven't seen Barbie.
I don't think any of us have seen Barbie yet, so I don't know if our opinion really matters. I mean, I think we could talk a little bit about like the hype, of course, the marketing, and like.
I think Barbie's one of the best marketed.
Yeah.
It's really well marketed. I mean, Oppenheimer was too. I think social media has to do a lot with it, and then you kind of get to see different people just create different contents around it. Like there are people who. Obviously, they're going to Barbie and dressing up in pink. Yeah. But, like, people are making, like, fashion reels where they're doing pink outfits, like, Barbie-inspired or, like, Oppenheimer-inspired outfits. Like, it's kind of cool to see on social media. But, yeah, like, it's just a trickle-down effect with, like, the marketing. And, like, people are just really excited about it, too. Like, people, like, actually want to go. And, like, when I went to Oppenheimer, Barbie and Oppenheimer were sold out at the...
Barbenheimer.
What is it called?
That's what they call it. When you go to both of them, it's Barbenheimer.
I was telling hot take, but basically what I was telling them was like, I was gonna leave Oppenheimer in the middle to go over to Barbie because I almost fell asleep.
Barbie over Oppenheimer, I guess. That might be the consensus.
I think so.
I don't know.
They both have stacked casts.
This is
so different.
This is what I say. Like
they're not even the same audience.
Yeah, like two different types of audience. You know, obviously, like you're not gonna see a little kid go to Oppenheimer. Right. You know, there's a bunch of kids who are excited to go to Barbie.
Yeah,
though. Like,
and I think because Barbie has a really stacked soundtrack too.
Yeah, true. They have like a bunch of famous artists.
With a lot of famous artists on it.
Yeah.
Which kind of draws in another group of people, I feel like.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. I love movies with soundtracks too.
Yeah.
Also, but like Devin was saying, with the social media marketing on movies, I think like the Minions started like a social trend before that like went live, and then like it just marketed the whole movie. Yeah. It's crazy how like.
And I like how it brings in like the social media aspect before the movie comes out, and then it brings everyone into the theaters again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we lost some of like the going to the actual movie theater with like the streaming services. But like when Minions came out, and like wasn't it like guys would dress up in suits and go see the Minions movie or something weird like that? It
was something like that though. It was like the way people dress at the movies. Yeah. They would like wear it and then go to
I think what's like cool, I think the people who are on those teams, the marketing teams, are like hacking culture. Like they know like what people want to see or like what's gonna like start a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's also crazy because like social media is like so worldwide. Like you'll get like social media posts from like anywhere. So like if a trend's really taking off on like Twitter and all these other things, like people from Mexico, Canada, like everywhere are seeing that and might have interest in the movie. I know that Barbie is like set to release in Dubai like a month after.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was kind of interesting. Like they caught a little hype of it, and they're like, wait, we want that movie too. So they're like releasing it in Dubai, which is like, I don't think that happens a lot. So
yeah, I mean,
also not sure how. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak on that.
You haven't seen any of them?
No.
Then I don't know if you're.
We need to hear.
I've heard feedback from both.
But you've seen Oppenheimer?
No.
Okay, so you haven't seen any of them. So I'm the only one that watched one. So I guess
comment below.
I have a biased.
Yeah, comment below Barbie or Oppenheimer, and we'll go see both or something.
Yeah, I mean, no comment on Oppenheimer, but maybe I should just go see Barbie.
Yeah. If you're looking for a quick nap, 3-hour nap, go to
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, get the Dream Lounger.
No, I was telling them like it has the cinematography and like the filmmaking. I can really appreciate that,
Mhm.
but and the story was told really well, and there's a lot of like cool effects that were used in it too. That I was like, oh, like I wonder how they did that, and like from a person who's behind the camera, it's kind of I like to dissect films like
Yeah.
that a little bit, so. It was cool in that, but for me, there's just a lot of dialogue, and I'm just not used to watching those type of films. So I think that's why my attention span wasn't really focused throughout the whole movie. And then I
mean,
also
that's a long movie.
It is a long movie, and I was running on 4 hours of sleep, so maybe like that's the factor. I was just tired.
Gotta
in the
be.
dark theater.
Yeah, a comfy chair.
I definitely think though, like I've had like 3 or 4 sales calls today, and every single sales call was like, hey, we want the videos to be shorter. Like attention span is short now. We need shorter videos. Like constantly I get told that. And then like for Oppenheimer to release a 3-hour movie is pretty good. Like,
Well, I could watch Endgame,
Yeah.
but like
yeah.
I can't watch Oppenheimer. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
are, into superheroes, but yeah, I mean, I like action movies in general. So
Mhm.
Marvel, the Endgame was, I would say, yeah, probably a good long movie.
yeah.
For sure.
How long? Avatar's a pretty long movie. too.
Avatar's long
Oh,
too. Probably
That is a long movie.
3 hours.
Yeah. The
3-hour movies, man.
I don't know,
That's too much for me.
The first
I know.
Avatar, I had, like, I could watch it, but the second one it was really good, but I think it was really long for me as well.
Yeah. I like a good 2-hour movie.
Yeah, it's a good length right
Like-
there.
The average length.
2 hours really, really good.
I
Yeah.
wonder what Barbie is. Probably like
I don't
2
know.
hours.
Probably around 2.
Yeah.
An hour and a half movie is really short.
Yeah. That's like,
like
when
only
you watch a
comedies.
90-minute movie, it's
Yeah,
like,
like you just like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The plot moves so fast.
But I was talking to Clover about like I didn't even know we were watching Oppenheimer in IMAX, but apparently it's like the native like aspect ratio they filmed it in or something like that.
Oh.
I don't really know that, so don't quote me on this, but basically, but when we went in there, like the screen was like kind of curved,
Yes.
like a little bit, and I don't know if that's just more detail or something, but like I only go to like the theaters where it's just like a flat screen, you know, but this one's like kind of curved.
I went to the IMAX theater at the zoo when I was a kid.
Okay,
No.
And
no,
watched
that was
like
cool.
a documentary of an animal.
Nice.
Was that at the? They have one at the zoo.
They have one at the zoo, yeah.
I went to the one at the Science Museum.
Oh, they have
and
one too.
Where's the?
I could be getting them mixed up. I don't know.
You know, like the observatory, like you look up and there's like
Oh,
they have the
yeah.
star stuff. I wonder, like,
Do we have one?
I don't know if we have one, but I do like those. I wonder like what kind of like file.
What is it?
I
Yeah.
don't know what layout. Like
You're like you're inside or you're outside?
you're inside,
Inside,
this
but you,
like
like-
dome, and they have a whole like they're telling like I don't know, they're telling about like the stars or the planets. Like they're just doing a whole lesson, and you can like they have it all like displayed on the ceiling and stuff. Like a whole. I don't really
Yeah.
know how to
Cool.
explain it.
I
but
know,
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
pretty
been to
cool.
one.
I've only
before.
been to it once as a kid. That's
Dang.
it.
I've never been to that. I think we were gonna do something like that in Chicago or something. I think Chicago has
Yeah.
a bunch of
They probably do.
Observatories are cool.
Yeah.
stuff like that. Well, cool. Speaking of Chicago and big cities, Caitlin and I just got back from Washington D.C.
Let's go.
Caitlin did her first travel shoot.
Yeah.
How'd it go? What was your
I
feedback?
think it went really well. We were really on top of it.
Yeah. I always think like when we go on these travel shoots, like I can get away without renting a car, and then like right before we leave, I like book a car, and I'm like, wait, we need a car.
I can't picture the trip if we like had to Uber.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't think that
was-
would work.
Yeah.
It
You have
sucked.
gear, you know, you gotta if you want to get to places like
Yeah.
on your own time or do things on your own time,
and
you
not
gotta rent a
wait
car.
for a car to pick you up. And
Yeah.
I heard from Chase that you were on top of everything. Like you just knew all the places to eat, all the places to go, and
Yeah.
you're just on
yeah,
top of it. I was
to
like,
be,
oh,
when we're
okay.
in like a new city, I'm like
Yeah.
mapping where we're walking, like making sure we know exactly where we're going.
Yeah. That's cool.
Devin goes with the flow more, and I feel like I do too a little bit. So like sometimes we're like, where should we eat? And then we just kind of
Yeah.
like never get anything done. And like,
I'm spontaneous.
yeah, Devin's pretty spontaneous, which is good because like you're not hard
That's
to please.
fun.
But like yeah, Caitlin was just like Google searching stuff. Like I was like, had no idea where we're. She's like, oh, the car's up here, like 3 blocks this way, 2 blocks this way. I'm like, cool. It's like, yeah, always mapping, which is huge.
I have to know. I have to be on top of it.
That's like, I'm accustomed to that
Yeah.
because Sav is always mapping, getting me everywhere. So,
Dang, how long were you out there for?
we're out there for 2.5 days, I want to say. One full day.
2 travel
How
days.
like during those days, what were the hours like for like filming specifically?
So we filmed, what did we film? Like 8 to, well, we got in at night. So we basically just kind of like got dinner, went back to the hotel, slept. Then like we hit the ground running on, was it Thursday? We did like a full 8-hour day or 9-hour day, 8 to 5. It was like pretty long. Wrapped that up, immediately got back, changed, showered. I didn't even shower. Went straight to the like sightseeing
monuments,
monuments
the
and
White
stuff.
House,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lincoln Memorial,
All the tourist stuff.
Washington
tourist-
Monument.
Monument.
Yeah, Washington Monument. Ate at like
It was
the best
packed.
Thai restaurant I've ever eaten at in my life.
That's why I was like, DC has like best Thai food? Like that's crazy. I
I
never
It was
would have
like
guessed.
authentic though. Like
Yeah.
It was
just-
super authentic. It was like,
I guess
And it was
my
great.
So
my aunt
hungry.
owns a Thai restaurant out in New Jersey, so maybe the East Coast just got the
I
Thai
know,
food.
maybe
I
it
think
was
the
like
East
the
Coast
best
just has
pad
food.
Thai we've ever had.
was it the
Really?
best you've ever had?
It was so good.
Yeah, I thought it was so good.
But maybe I was just really hungry. I don't know.
We were starving.
Better than your homemade pad Thai.
Oh yeah, you did say you made
My homemade pad thai's, it's fine. It's like, it's not as good as that though. I'm not gonna. I'm always like making it without like half the ingredients, not half the ingredients, but I'll be like, oh, we don't
The
have.
secret is fish sauce and MSG.
Gee.
No, it's just a saying
Sounds-
in my family because like everything that they cook it's like traditional Lao food. So Lao Thai, they're pretty similar, but basically like if you put a dash of like MSG and like add some fish sauce, like that's the secret ingredient to
Oh,
like
damn.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, we went and saw the monuments. Super cool. I guess kind of cool. It was like, I don't know.
We
honestly,
didn't go by everything.
my thought process was like, holy crap, we are like vulnerable. Like I'm looking at all these
Yes.
buildings. It's like Department of Commerce, like all these like big buildings. I'm like, if
intense.
somehow something crazy happened here, like we would not even know what to do.
Yeah,
We
and
would've-
like walking by the White House, and there's like so much security. Like someone's on the roof, just pacing back and forth.
yeah,
Like it's wild.
Yeah, and like
yeah, tight security.
I'm just gonna say it. Sometimes I look at some of the protesters out front too, and I'm just like, I don't even know what that guy is thinking right now. I got
a
like
cool
a
picture though.
I got a cool picture of this guy. Call it journalism. But I didn't actually put it in my post when I posted the photos because I was like, I'm gonna like get flagged and like
I
banned.
know. Yeah.
Thought they would literally remove my account if you like read this sign. So it's pretty insane. Yeah, pretty insane. But yeah, shoot went really good. Second day, shot, flew home, and then we were back by like Friday at 5,
Yeah.
which was perfect.
Quick trip.
So
Yeah, quick trip.
what else went on? Last week we did a commercial shoot for a blind company, which was super fun, I thought. I mean, for what it was really fun because just like the pace, and it was just like we were like lighting scenes and then like shooting, lighting, shooting, and we were like really just like systematically work through the shoot, which to be honest, we don't do a lot of that, so it felt cool to just
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the more we're getting these bigger, like, kind of projects, bigger, I wouldn't say, like, a really big project, but, like, now we have to, I feel like we're figuring out, too, as, like, a team, like, how our processes are and our flow, and then also, too, like, as having Clover on was really, really good because then we didn't really have to worry about lighting, and he's an expert in that field, so, like, yeah, definitely, and it was pretty simple, too, but, like, yeah, it was pretty fun. Like a little bit unorganized, but I think it turned out like really good at the end.
I feel like I don't think it was unorganized.
You don't think it was unorganized?
Not really. I mean, I feel like we're on time every time. Well, unorganized at the start.
The first day, yeah.
Yeah, the first day was a little crazy.
I mean, there was miscommunication and stuff, but
yeah.
other than that, it went fine.
Yeah.
Because we were able to adapt to that and provide a solution to it. So
Yeah, and Spencer said it best. He's like, because like the client started off a little cold. There was some miscommunication between like us, the agency, and the client, and they thought we were showing up at 8, but we really were showing up at noon. It was a day and a half shoot, and it started off really cold. You could tell like she was kind of upset, And then like by the end of day 2, like everyone gave each other hugs and we left. So it was like kind of cool, like starting off so cold and then finishing like so hot with a client, like super excited, super happy with how everything turned out. And yeah, I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is like they're a little bit frantic at the beginning, but once they saw like how we worked and how like efficient, how easy it was for us to adapt to what we needed to do, and that made them like, oh, like it's gonna turn out really good, and they felt assured that, you know, what we were making was gonna be really good. So
yeah, and I think like we had a decent sized crew. We had us 3. We had Spencer Clover as lighting, and we had Shauna as makeup, and she was great. And it was interesting because after the shoot, Spencer and I were talking, and he was like, dude, you could have even like made the shoot even better if you had like set design people. And he really was like pushing set design, which was kind of interesting because I feel like I haven't done a lot of shoots that are bigger than like lighting, camera, models, stuff like that, and hair and makeup.
well, we haven't had a shoot that required a set design.
Yeah.
Like we never really, I guess, any project where we had to like, oh, we need to build a set. Like we were talking about like Target has like designated set to film, or like they build a specific set to film their commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing like stuff on social media where they didn't even shoot inside a Target. They built a whole like a fake Target with like models in it and stuff, and like product, and yeah, it's like crazy in this warehouse and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
You
it'd be
can
good
really
though. Like
spend time.
yeah, like Spencer was saying, like if there was a set design person, they would be the ones that you know, like have that attention to detail for the specific on set. Like he was talking about like the blinds and stuff, like they would have been taking care of, you know, controlling the blinds, or like where the blinds are, just communicating with us on what we needed in the shot and stuff.
He even said they would have like a car full of like props and different plants and things they could slide into frame and like make things look better too, which was kind of interesting. But it's also
but you don't think about it.
Yeah, you don't think about it, and like it's stuff you miss. And I think you can go so many different ways with that, because you could get a set designer, you could get a wardrobe person, you could get grips. Grips are always good to have on set. You could get an AC to like pull focus, and there's like so many different ways you could fill that role, that fourth role. But Spencer, like, who's been on tons of movie sets, basically really, really like deep in the production world, he was saying that would have been kind of our next investment, which was interesting because even on the Maxim shoot, when we had like 26 people, there was no set design.
No, I feel like as a small production company, like every project's getting a little bit bigger every time. So yeah, and as far as like the next level is like, all right, when's the next project where we invest in that, or we like ask for a budget where we need to include a set design person, or like, you know, grip, or, you know, whatever thing we need. And I think it's getting that experience is what's going to help us grow.
Yeah.
Honestly, so. And
speaking of growing, I know that there's probably some people that are listening to this that are like early on in their freelance career, wondering how they can, you know, scale up their business. And actually, speaking of Spencer Clover too, he sent me this quote yesterday, and I thought it was really good. So I just want to read it out to the pod. It says, clients who pay $1,500 for a video expect an amazing video. Clients who pay $10,000 for a video expect return on investment. That's why most videographers struggle to raise prices on their videos. When they raise prices, you also need to deliver what you're charging for. So moral of the story is, if you're going to pay, you know, or if you're going to charge over like $1,500, $3,000 for a video, I would even say like really make sure that you're listening to the client, you're delivering, you have a strategy and a plan in terms of like getting them return on investment. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do that and they make a pretty substantial investment in a video, it sucks for you and it sucks for them. So yeah, definitely. I thought that was just a really good quote, and I bet there are a bunch of freelancers that like want to get to that next level.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a lot of freelancers don't know how much to quote or how much to charge for, or like hasn't worked on a small team, just work with themselves. So they're just kind of, oh, like I can do this by myself for this amount, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than.
Yeah, that's like something I've even like struggled with too, just doing random things here and there. and being like, how much am I worth for what I'm putting in?
And you know what's crazy though? The answer is no unless you ask. So like,
Yeah.
if you ask, like, I think I took some product photos for like literally a 20-minute shoot of like the food, and I was like, how's $1,000? And they're like, sure.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, $1,000. Like,
Yeah.
that's like crazy, but like,
And some people that are paying for this don't really understand like what goes behind it, and
like I
the
still
editing
had
stuff.
to do editing, like
Right.
photo retouching, like making sure things look really good.
So they're kind of like, oh, okay.
yeah,
If that's
so,
what you think.
but I feel like a lot of people don't think it's not about it's the time and the energy and like, but I also think it's all the time you put into your craft that is why you charge what you charge too.
Yeah.
Like all three of us, like all the time that we've spent to get to this point is why things are charged more too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like if you move out of that freelancer role and you start to build a team, also note that like it's cost money to like operate and run a team. I think that was like something I did. Like as I was starting to build a team, I was like, wait, I'm charging the same rates. And I like had a couple really like slow, scary months, which like sucked because you're booking stuff out months in advance and you're quoting stuff, and then all of a sudden all those quotes like come through and they all say yes, and you're like, what am I even doing? You know, it's like you gotta watch it. I think it's easy to get like a $3,000 budget and be like, oh my gosh, I have like all this money, I'm gonna get like 5 models, all these people, and then at the end of the day you make
gotta
like
pay everybody.
Yeah, and like those checks are hard to write because like you put so much time in, and this model who came in for 2 hours to shoot got paid $500, and you're like only making like 400 on the video. That happened to me so many times. I can't even believe.
Yeah,
It's like it seemed like I would never learn.
Yeah, that's a good quote though.
Yeah.
I feel like to put it in perspective of like the value you're giving to your client, and to actually like care too
Yeah.
about the client and also the project, because like if you're getting paid less and sometimes I don't know, like maybe you might not care as much, but if you're getting paid more or they're paying you more or they have a budget for a certain project, you probably are going to care more about the project
100%.
because it's their money and you want to at the end of the day make sure that they're happy, but also be involved in the creative process with them and stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah, super kind of cool. And that's the cool part about just having like passionate people around you, is like I wake up on Monday morning to that, like from Spencer, and I'm just like, it's like a good tidbit that's like stuck with me throughout this week. So it's kind of like, I don't know, feels good to just have like good people around you. So
For sure.
What else do we got coming up here? We got Devin. You got a film. I don't even know about it. I got to hear
Yeah.
this.
What's going on?
the film.
Yeah.
Well, there's a
Short
lot
film.
of stuff going on. I feel like, I mean, like I was telling y'all, like I started vlogging again, started writing again, working with Lee on some stuff that might be in the works, might be going to New York, planning a trip to New York anyway. And then, I mean, other than that, I've got like one of my friends, Lim, he's like a model and into fashion stuff. We're working on like a short narrative film to tell his story, but also tie in kind of like his passions and stuff into it. But it's a video, or it's a film about grief and growth, and that's like the whole basis of it. And I probably haven't like told you too much, but basically he moved here from Vietnam at like 10, and like his like story is crazy. I probably won't share too much because that's probably like more personal.
Yeah.
But we pretty much are in like pre-production right now, and just kind of coming up with like the location, or like we wrote the script and like the narrative and like got the story down. Now we're locking down locations and scenes and trying to get the right people on the team to make it happen. And it's more of a passion project, so there's not really much budget in it.
Yeah, but that's so fun.
Yeah, so like I think it's just really cool to kind of challenge yourself to like outside of what you normally do to, I don't know, push the boundaries a little bit. Like I don't know, for me, I like to have like I don't know. This is what I've said before, but if you are really passionate about something, you kind of have to have an obsession for it.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's almost like part of my daily routine, like my daily life, I would say. So like I don't know. I like to challenge myself and put myself in different roles that I don't normally do, and like being a director and producer and stuff, not just DPing or film or editing all the time, but just kind of like, being more involved in the creative process for certain things. And
I also think like being, or at least just putting yourself out there, even if you're just creating this opportunity for yourself and producing and directing, it's weird, but that helps you become a better DP as well. Like I think if you have perspective on all, like I basically haven't DP'd since I started directing, but I feel like now that I've worked with a few different DPs, like I know what I'm looking for in a DP, and I know how to maybe just like work with the director better, if that makes sense, or something like that. So it's kind of interesting to think about, like as you direct and produce this, like looking at it from a DP's lens and figuring out, you know, what tendencies or what you like that to do, what they don't, what you don't like.
what do you think or how could you grow as a director? Like what are things you could work on?
For myself?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I think I need to like immerse myself probably more into just like content and like learning about being a director. Like when I was shooting a lot, I would watch like tons of tutorials on YouTube. When I was editing a lot, I would watch tons of tutorials.
Watch videos on YouTube about directing.
Yeah, you sent me one. It was really
I did
good.
send you one.
It was really good, by the way. And I think, and I like feel like I've quoted that like a few times, like in conversations since I watched that. So stuff does stick with me. I'm a very like video first learner. It's how I've like always learned. Like if I want to learn something, I'll look it up on YouTube first, and that's always where I start. So yeah, I think I just gotta like immerse myself a little bit more in becoming a director. It's also like it doesn't really feel real when I like call myself a director. Like I don't know, I'm like directing like TV commercials.
You've directed a lot. Like I feel you can have that title.
Yeah, no, I can. I have directed a lot of projects, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's also weird. I'm sure there's a lot of different tendencies and similarities, I guess.
I feel like too, you're so used to like shooting and like helping. Like I feel like sometimes you want to like get in. That's you want to shoot on the shoot while you're directing, or you want to help like with the set and stuff. Yeah, it's like, well, we have Spencer. You don't need to do that. Or
I know.
You have me. Like you could just tell me to do something and I'll do it.
Yeah, and like sometimes I try. Like I've always been really big on like not putting myself above.
Yeah.
Like I'm always just like even with Bloom, like I like came in and like vacuumed today. Like I'm not gonna like put myself above vacuum, but like I think there is a level of like,
but it's collaborative
accountability and collaboration where like if I start touching the lights, like am I just gonna be that guy that's like constantly
I could see Spencer's like I can see it in his face. He's like, yo, I can do it. Just tell me.
Sometimes I feel like I don't do anything as a director though. Sometimes I feel like all I do is sit around all day.
Well, that's fine. You should be overlooking the project and making sure everything is going smoothly. Like it's good that you had basically 3 professionals who know what they're doing. Yeah. Like imagine if you had a DP who didn't know what they were doing. Then you would have to step in.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's true. Or like a lighting person that didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like then you might have to step in. But
that's good.
Luckily
that's good.
you have people that you can trust.
Yeah, that's true. And like I've been working with the same people now for a while. Caitlin's been a good addition too. Yeah. Sure. Shot some photos on.
Did you learn anything about lighting?
I did. I mean,
Spencer.
I've learned so much about lighting and just like how important it is.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
What might be putting you on the spot, but like what are like a few things that like you didn't know about lighting before you started?
Literally anything. Like I've never touched a light. I had never used one. And just like the way you position it is so important, and like having it in general is so important. Like I had never done a shoot with lighting before, and now like I did a shoot last night and I was like, oh, could use some lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I think like one of the biggest things I take away from when we work with Clover is like he's bouncing light everywhere. And we do a lot of like direct light, like diffuse direct light. He's just like hard bouncing it off the ceiling, bouncing it off this, that, and the other, which is pretty cool, I think. Like just how he shapes things and works with it.
Yeah, he's very technically, like, he knows a lot technically about lights too. So
Yeah.
like he doesn't just know where to put it, but he knows like what light to use
Yeah.
for certain scenarios. You know, like what he had like a 1200D blasting through the window, right?
Yeah, those photos turned out so
Yeah.
good on the Power Block shoot too. I was blown away
Yeah.
by, and just for like not even having strobes either.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Tell him what he did. He like put the 1200, blasted it through the window.
Yeah, pretty much he just emulated basically shot it through the window, and then like it cast like a shadow as if the sun were, you know, shining in that direction, but it was artificial. So like, and then he also added a light inside, so we could light our subject and like the living room. So like I was working with him, I was able to expose correctly for the photos and the video and stuff. Like having him on there, like I didn't have to worry about putting up lights. Like I just had to tell him like where I needed the lights to make the image like look super clean and professional.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then when I look back at the photos and I'm like, this literally looks like the sun is rising.
Yeah.
It's like a 6 a.m. workout in your living room. It looks so cool and so like it fit the brand.
It fits like naturally too. It didn't look.
Didn't look like
wonky.
overdone. I don't know. I really liked it. So, but yeah, that's kind of interesting too, because Caitlin, on the Arrow shoot, you were Spencer. It was only Spencer because he was like double booked that day, and I was like, yeah, Caitlin. I don't even know if you know this, but I was like, yeah, Caitlin could probably help you like with some lights. Like she could probably learn. So he grabbed you a few times. I saw and was like, hey, I'm gonna help you, like show you how to put this light up and things like that. Or you had like the tube and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it was good. I liked learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've been getting into lighting more this year too, but it's also, like you said, like learning more about light has helped me as a DP a lot to like get, like I said, the make the image better and stuff, because I mean I've run and gun like a lot of stuff, and sometimes lighting is like you need it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely need it.
Yeah, it's made me a better, you know, filmmaker too.
The hardest part about lighting, at least for like from like production company owner standpoint, is like when we do a shoot and we sub in the lighting, we bring like 2 Pelican cases. When we do a shoot and we bring our own lighting, it's like the car is loaded down, like there's one little spot in the back. It's like insane how much room it takes up, and how heavy and more like boxes and bags and things you have to bring.
And the setup too takes
That's
longer.
the thing, like literally, like as a DP, you just bring your camera gear.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like imagine if you had to hire out DP, you were just the director. You just have to show up with the itinerary and the shot list. Like that's all you have to do. Like imagine if you just didn't. You were the company, but you know some people hire out DPs and they would just bring their gear. You know.
Well, yeah, and I think that's how a lot of like film sets and documentary sets come together too. Is like they'll sub in a bunch of different people because like obviously like some production companies that make like comedy movies aren't going to make like a super cinematic action forward like superhero movie or like the person like there's not a lot of crossover. Like you kind of find like a niche within that level of stuff too, which is kind of interesting. So like you're like a really good cinematographer for action movies, or a really good cinematographer for comedy movies, drama movies, things like that. So kind of interesting. What do you think your strengths are as a DP, Dev?
One of my strengths
and weaknesses as a DP. Let's go.
A DP. I feel like I used to not be so directive, like taking initiative and being assertive, but I feel like being more as like doing more like DP work, I've been able to be more vocalized like about my ideas and kind of directing people or like letting people know my ideas and like trusting in like my vision or my abilities for for the certain shot we're getting or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of like my strength. Is it's not even the technical stuff or my skill set, like just being able to vocalize like my ideas and trying new things too, like kind of always having my mind open. And like even if we get the shot, maybe there's a different way to, you know, make it interesting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't know, like I think my personality is spontaneous in general, but like my ideas are also like kind of spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like a strength, is like I have a perspective that maybe someone else doesn't see.
Yeah. I think like figuring out that like you just communicate with the lighting crew. Like you're constantly telling like Spencer, like, hey, I need more light over here. I need this. I need this.
Which I low-key didn't even know how to be like until like pretty much after the Arizona shoot. It's like, oh, like I'm supposed to tell people.
Yeah.
like,
well, he kept asking at
lighting.
Arizona. She's like, Devin, what do you want here? And you're like, you would like say, like he would.
I would say it, but I wasn't very assertive until after that. I feel like, but now like I've gained some more experience and, you know, through all the projects that we've done, and now it's one of my strengths. I feel like weaknesses. I guess as a DP, also like a strength is I make sure technically like all the settings are correct. As far as like the the format and whatever, if we're shooting vertical or horizontal, or
shooting at the
making
base
sure
ISO.
that the temperatures like matches the lights. And I'm just very attention to detail person, so I think having that just kind of strengthen on set and stuff, and communicating that with like the team and stuff, like make sure we're all on the same page. Because I don't know, a lot of things could go missed and it could ruin the whole thing. So like I think as a DP you have to be attention to detail for sure.
Yeah, big time. Cool. Any weaknesses?
No weakness.
No
I'm just that guy. No, I'm him. No. I feel like sometimes I get scrambled if I don't know, certain like shot lists. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit impatient.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I have to tell myself like, all right, just chill. Like everything will be fine. Like as long as we work together, that's when I like my kind of anxiety goes away, or like or if I like just tell myself, all right, just like everything's gonna be fine, then like usually everything turns out okay. So
yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'll be like, Dev, let's just grab one more shot over here, and you'll be like, no.
Yeah, like we don't need it.
I'll be like,
I don't like to overshoot.
we're gonna get that shot. And then I'll just grab the camera and I'll be like, I'm just gonna.
It's different though, because I'm the one editing it, so like I know.
Right, you
I
have
already
the
know.
vision already.
But then sometimes we're like, wait, we don't have enough B-roll, and I'm like,
well, that's part of
Coulda had that shot
pre-production
on the
though.
window.
That's part of pre-production though. Like it could have been solved.
I know,
way earlier in the process.
I've been doubling the shot list.
Yeah.
Lately. It's just like just getting it all. Because we used to do like a shot list, and then we'd like kind of like grab a few extra things, or I don't know, just the nature of like always doing everything run and gun kind of made me very like, I actually like running and gunning sometimes. Like I think some of the best shots you get sometimes are like the random like just grab this real quick. So I don't know. Sometimes though I think like I can feel it on set. Like sometimes we're on set and things start going like crazy, or we're behind schedule, and then like this like not tension, but like everything starts to wind up and get more and more scrambled and more scrambled. And I think like you have to understand that like even though we're like low on time, we have to just like, instead of like running around like chicken with our head cut off and like everyone's just going crazy, like sit, reassess, figure out what we need to do, and then like just execute. Because it's a dangerous slope. I feel like it's like a snowball effect of like everything starts, and then a light gets tipped over, and then like a battery dies, or like a card gets lost, and you're like, what is happening?
Yeah. What's good about these shoots is like all the shots are intentional. So like sometimes you don't really need to be overshooting. Like as long as we have the shot list and we go through that shot list, like if we work through it, like it's gonna go pretty smoothly. But with every shoot, things don't go always go as planned.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like you always have to adjust to the situation and do what's best. And sometimes that does mean you have to shoot extra. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe sometimes it's like, sometimes I feel like I have a shot list and it's great, but like we have an extra 20 minutes and I'm like, I have faith in this shot list, but not 100% faith. I'm like 95% there. So if we can get a couple miscellaneous shots, that would be good. Or, you know, it's just sometimes shots just don't turn out as good as you think. Like I think on the arrow shoot, like some of those closet shots, like I think they'll probably be fine, but like you just never know how those are going to turn out.
No, I know you're like, let's just shoot it without the lights. I was like, no.
Well, as soon as I looked at the camera,
I was like, no, we need lights in this closet. We need a blast light in this closet because it's dark.
As soon as I looked at the camera, I was like, damn, yeah, we need light. Then we had the tubes in there and
I was
stuff.
like, we need Spencer. Where's Spencer?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like as a DP, I know what I want sometimes, and I have to say it, because if I don't vocalize it, then it's just not gonna look good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that's like, I think that is the role of a DP.
Yeah.
You know, like, is saying what we need and having that trust. The director is trusting the DP to say that, do that, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. In other news, Caitlin has a wedding shoot this weekend.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
My first wedding. Well, I've shot.
First?
I've
photo,
shot photos,
or first video.
but my first videos.
Dang.
So I'm super excited. They're close family friends, so it won't be as much pressure as like a stranger's wedding.
Yeah.
But
But
still,
like a lot of people who are going or who are going to be part of it. So it makes it more fun too.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and like my family will be there too. But I think I still obviously want to do as best as I can, even though they're like, we want you to have a good day, and I'm like, yeah, I will.
You're gonna be
but
stressing out the whole day.
yeah, it's gonna be a
right
crazy day. It's gonna be a super long day. I'm gonna get there at like 6 a.m.
One thing I just thought of, how have you thought of like the audio? Are they doing like are you gonna record the speeches?
They
the
might
vows?
want to record vows.
Yeah.
So figuring that out.
Yeah.
Lab mics.
Yeah.
What I did, are they do the vows at the front? Like,
I
do you
think
know?
they
like,
want.
we're at the altar.
They're gonna do. I don't know if it's their vows or they wanted to like read each other these letters they wrote. So I think it's gonna be in like a quiet.
I would say like
area.
you would take them away for like 5 minutes, and if they tell them like, hey, I want you to write a letter to each other, and not see it until the wedding day, and like you'll have like, you know, the best man or the maid of honor like exchange it, and then they'll have it. So like, all right, you take them, and then they can read that to each other.
In
Like I've done
a
that before.
secluded area. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you get like more clear audio too.
I think that's what it'll be like the morning of. They're just gonna like do that kind of in like a separate area.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think I'll get some speeches maybe they want.
What I do is like, you have the wireless lav mic, and what I do is like I go up to the DJ, because they're the one that's gonna be like emceeing this whole thing. I'd be like, all right, if they're gonna do speeches, let's have it all on this microphone, and I'll tape that microphone onto I'll tape the wireless mic on the microphone.
Yeah.
So like they'll just pass it down, and it's connected to one camera, and you just have you just move around, and it's gonna be.
That's
recording.
so smart.
like,
I'm definitely gonna.
I know I used to like, like how am I supposed to like get the like some people like carry a audio recording like a what is it like
a H6
yeah
Zoom.
and they like put it next to the speaker, but I was like, that's I don't know how that like turns out.
Crispy.
Well, there's also what we did at the EY shoot, where we just talked to the guy, and he's like, oh, he like knew the system really well. He's like, I can just plug your receiver in right here, and then like when you hit record on the camera, you're getting like the raw audio out of the mic.
Some of their boards have that, but I ask, but most of them don't either.
Yeah.
Like
This was at like the Fillmore, which is like a
right.
straight concert venue.
they have all the plugins for they know what to do.
So.
Yeah, but no, it should be fun. I'm excited. I think it'll be definitely hectic at times, but I'm also going to be kind of side by side with their photographer. So she'll get a shot. I'll pop in, get my shot. and kind of collaborate
This is
with her.
a wedding's like the one where you can overshoot. You know, like you get as much details as you can.
Yes. But I also am like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
looking through the footage is going to be a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing it.
Weddings, yeah.
But you know, like I feel like everyone should experience filming it and like
Mhm.
getting
And
the
it is like
experience.
putting it together is going to be,
Yeah, you can be creative with it too.
yeah.
Like I feel like every wedding that I filmed, like I wanted all my weddings to be unique and
Yep.
not the same thing over and over
Right.
again. So I was like challenge myself every wedding. How could I shoot this differently? How could I tell the story differently? How do I make it look more cinematic and
Yeah.
different from all these other videographers
Right.
who are charging the same amount but it's not as good? I'm like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always thinking about that too, but yeah, weddings are fun. I think I just like doing weddings so much. I feel like now I'm desensitized to weddings. I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, let's get this going.
Yeah. No. For
Yeah, like
sure.
now I went to like my best friend's wedding, and like obviously it was really fun, but like I've always had that feeling now of like, dang, I filmed so much, I'm just tired.
I
Yeah.
know. There's like the last thing I have to shoot. I'm going to shoot like a little bit of like people dancing. And then they're like, lock up your stuff and go get a drink. I'm like, okay, I will.
Yeah.
You know, you should do.
Definitely lock up the stuff.
I will.
I filmed this one wedding where at the end they just had their own dance. They took everybody out of the reception hall. They had a dance to themselves.
Oh,
And then everyone went outside and lit up these sparklers and made this whole tunnel with
I know. I'm
sparklers.
wondering if they want to do the sparkler tunnel
Dude.
because that's becoming like
It's
a
fu-
really popular
There's like
thing.
some stuff that makes me excited about weddings. That like,
Yeah.
alright, that's
no,
cool.
the sparklers cool. I went to a wedding and they had the sparklers.
Yeah.
And they did it like too late in the night.
Oh, so it's,
basically,
like,
and
dark.
no, it wasn't even too dark. It was just all of our friends were just like, the sparklers turned into weapons because they had like one lighter,
jeez.
and then everyone's just like running around. And my friend Isaac came up to me, and like, wow, like right on the back, dude.
Did you get a
I'm not even
burn?
lying to you. It was like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Why would
I
you
was
do
like
that?
literally collapsed.
That's crazy.
Well, because everyone was just going wild. It was just like
Oh
it was.
my God, that's
it was an
hilarious.
insane.
Was there drinking involved?
Yeah.
Could
On the
you
topics of
guess?
weddings, though, what do you think's a good day rate for a wedding?
Mm.
Someone's listening to this right now, and they're like,
Ooh.
I need to figure out what.
Everyone's rate's different. I feel like it really depends on
Give us a range.
the professionalism and the quality, and obviously too, like if it's your first time, you know, you probably shouldn't be charging a crazy amount because it's your first time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I think when I started, like I filmed weddings for like 2-3 years, but like when I first started, I was charging like anywhere from like 800 to like 1500,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was like, all right, like I got my experience now. Now I can go like higher.
Right.
Because
But,
like that might be
and I just
50
did like
bucks an hour.
I just did like my friends or like family friends or like, oh, like I'll film your wedding. They just know me and they're like, oh, you do video, like
Yep.
sure, and like, and then more work started going into like the pre-production. Like if you want to like communicate about like the letters or like
Mm-hmm.
planning certain shots or like stuff like that, I feel like there's more involved, and then you can charge more. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you getting for this? Can you say?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's
You
the
haven't really
thing.
asked.
Oh.
And so we haven't
Gotta
talked
know.
about it yet. We've done one meeting and kind of went through the schedule, went through exactly like what shots they need.
Mhm.
And then we're going to talk maybe. I'm texting them right now,
Yeah.
but I know it's like the week of the wedding, so it's probably really busy for them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and just kind of get more info on like what songs
Yeah.
they want, like what overall vibe
Mhm.
they want, just so that we're
Mhm.
on the same page.
Yeah.
Although
You-
they were like, anything you make is going to be good. They're not too
Picky.
strict on that or
Yeah.
picky on
Yeah.
that, which is nice. But yeah, we haven't talked
Yeah.
pricing yet.
You could definitely like I feel like you deserve to like ask too. You'd be like, oh, like just like a quick question, like how much, like do you like what's in your budget for this
Mhm.
video?
Mhm.
And then it's a tricky thing too, like you were saying,
Mhm.
we're like family friends and
Yeah.
we've been close, and that's kind of why they asked me, because it's just comfortable and easy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but they do know like
Yeah, that kind of
the
might be it
quality will
too,
be-
where they're a family friend. You do it, you don't expect anything, but you do amazing job. They're gonna pay you.
mhm.
They're gonna
That
pay
actually
you.
happened when I took photos for my cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
I like took the photos. We had like, I don't even remember how much it was, but that was like our base rate or whatever. And then I sent them all the photos, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And they sent me like $200 more.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
They like
okay.
it a lot. They're gonna they're gonna give you a tip or give you more
Yeah.
than what you originally had. So
Mhm.
that might be the case for this one
Mhm.
too, where you do it, you know, and you're just getting those reps in, you know, like
Yeah.
maybe you do more weddings and you're like, all right. And so you can ask other people who've done videos
Right.
of what they're charging,
Yeah.
but I feel like a normal base rate, some people are doing like, if they're doing like travel destination ones, they're getting paid more, but
So
I would say
much,
like
yeah.
local, like in the city or just like in general, like Midwest, it's probably going to be around 3 to 3,500, maybe 4,500.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say 3 to 5.
I was
to be honest,
thinking 3.
depending on, I think if you're gonna get over that $3,000 mark, you probably need a second shooter. Like, I
Definitely.
just
Right.
don't think you could
Yeah.
charge. Like, I think 3,000 is probably the cap of that. But then you have like crazy companies like that just do straight wedding films, and they like make
Mhm.
award-winning wedding films that are charging like
Well,
20, 30K.
Well, they
Right.
have like a whole team though. They have
Yeah.
like maybe a small like 5-person team or
Yeah.
a 3-person team.
It's the whole thing, and probably
Yeah.
like photos bundled in and
Yeah.
all of the stuff. But like,
And
it's
if they
crazy.
like have a certain date they want it by, then okay, that's putting in like
What's-
that much more
yeah.
like time into editing.
I've seen
Mhm.
some of those teams. They have an editor on the team. A day of, they'll film
He's-
it, edit. He's be editing, and then they
Oh
would show
my
the video
God.
at
The
like the
day.
reception.
I got a call
That's
from they wanted me
That
to do
is
that for a
crazy.
wedding once, and I called and I was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do that.
Yeah,
I know.
no
I
way.
mean, that would be
But-
awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty
Obviously,
insane.
people want their wedding video right away, but it doesn't work like that.
If you could turn it like that.
I'm gonna send you a wedding film
Yeah, please do.
that's so good. There's this like internet couple named
Mhm.
I think it's like Slice and Rice. I don't know if you know that, but
Wait,
like
why have I heard of that?
Slice and Rice. I don't. It might be something different. I
Okay.
actually don't really know if that's the name. But their wedding film is
Really
crazy good. And I know they had like a production team there to like.
Oh my
make it
God.
happen, like,
For sure.
but they're like internet stars, so like they have the
Mhm,
budget to
right.
do that.
And they
Yeah.
want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 25,000 on a wedding video is crazy.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah. Alex has been doing wedding
Yeah,
videos.
he's
so I
got
wonder what
2
he's
at the end
doing.
of this month.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he's charging.
Yeah,
Um,
probably around the same rate or the same that we just said, like
Yeah.
3 to 5.
3 to 5. I think 3 to 5 is like a good range if you've done a lot of them and you're
Right.
trying to like do more of them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What
What was crazy though, like I was like doing weddings, I was like, why is the photographer getting paid a lot more than I am?
Yeah.
And I'm doing like a lot of
I
work.
know. Yeah.
But I was like, because like photos is easy. You could literally just sort it, edit. Once you get one color, like you can kind of paste it and like
I
maybe
know.
adjust it and maybe do some retouching. But like videos, like there's so many different aspects
Yep.
that you have to like put in to make a good wedding film.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
that, a lot of it's in post production. But also, yeah, I mean the day of too. So you're working what, 12 hours, 10, 12, I don't know.
It'll be a long.
Yeah, from 6 a.m. probably till like maybe 9.
I'll probably stop filming around.
Depends on
8.
when.
Yeah. But still.
Oh my
It's
god.
a 12 hour or more than 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Running around, you're gonna be so gassed.
I know. I think I
Yeah.
have to wear tennis shoes.
Yeah.
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 I'm like, dude,
It's
I don't
crazy,
know.
you know, like I'm a fashion dude, so like sometimes I go dripped out at these weddings
Yeah.
just to be like,
Well, yeah,
You
I
know
know.
what-
I was like, I would wear
Yeah.
like, I don't know, but
I don't know. I'd get a kick out of it because like I'd film like the bridal party and like on the bridesmaid sides, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you're the best dressed videographer I've ever seen."
Oh,
And I'd be
okay,
like,
okay.
I
You're
know.
like, I know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
So like I just made it a tradition. Like every time I filmed the wedding, I would just dress really, really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And too, like they don't want someone who's just dressed like a bum filming their
No,
wedding. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
like dress at least, you know,
Yeah.
like casual, like nice, you know, like
Mhm.
professional.
Yeah,
Or just blend in with all black. I feel like a lot of wedding videographers.
yeah.
just
I have a
like
black
wear-
dress. Is what I'm
Yeah.
wearing. So
Dang, that's crazy. I've never shot a wedding.
yeah. So I'll
I remember
let
I
you
would
know how it
quote
goes.
weddings right before I sent it. I would just double it and send it.
I remember when,
Unapologetically, I was like, if I'm gonna get this wedding, I'm gonna charge. I think I
Yeah.
quoted like $8,000 for like every wedding.
I remember when we first met, you were trying to get me to film some weddings with you, and it just never went through. I think.
You didn't want to do it.
No, I told you I didn't want to do
I
it
know.
because I've
Well,
done so many.
Dude, so my friend comes up to me. He's getting married, and he's like, dude, finding a photographer and videographer is like the hardest part of this whole wedding process. I hate it. And I'm like, oh, well, I know a bunch of people.
Well, their wedding was like an hour away.
Let me send
right, or
a
something?
send a text. Yeah, it's coming up. It's an hour away. That's the one I'm officiating. And yeah, I was just like, I sent a bunch of texts to people. No one wanted it. And that's sometimes like makes, not on your part, but it happens to me all the time where I like, someone will call me. It's a project I don't want. I'll negotiate like a really, really good budget where I'm like, no matter who I send this to, they're going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't take it. And I couldn't believe, like, we talked about this yesterday in our meeting, but I was like, could not believe I negotiated a $3,000 project for a freelancer to just like do. It would take him half a day and then edit little recap together, and he didn't take it. I'm like, how, dude, 3,000? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just like, maybe I'm like motivated by that more because I don't know, but it just seems like $3,000. Like if it was there and all I had to do was shoot a half day, I don't know how I would how I would do it.
I feel like there's
I could be
some
shooting
people,
a plant grow.
There's some people who are more hungrier than most. Like,
Yeah.
There's some people who are just like yes to everything, and there's people who just like, well, I'm busy, or like I don't know, they just don't want it. Like,
or they only say yes to certain things.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is fine too. I think everyone's a little different.
I asked a lot of people to take this project. It's kind of discouraging. But then I saw the guy yesterday randomly at this event, and I was like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, oh, I found a videographer. I'm like, good. Sorry, I couldn't. Sorry, none of my people were available.
You didn't ask me.
I just know you would say no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I should. Actually, I was going to talk to you guys about that because I think, like, do you guys want to know, like, the projects that I'm, like, turning down? Like,
Yeah.
that are, yeah. Like, if you guys want first right of refusal on these projects, you can. It was going to be this Friday. But I just don't think you'd want to film a funeral service. Would you?
Well, no.
A celebration of life. But for $3,000, dude?
Yeah, dang.
I don't know. Shit.
Oh yeah, that was that project you told me. Like, yeah, they
Yeah.
want to do a whole celebration of life.
Yeah, celebration of life. And it was kind of a, interesting thing. But speaking of celebrations, State Fair is coming up. Bloom's going to the
Yeah.
State Fair. We're going to do like a bunch of food testing stuff. Now it has to happen because I said it live
Yeah.
on air.
State Fair is fun.
State
I'm
Fair is
so
It's a fun time
excited.
for Minneapolis.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
people.
lively. It's lively.
Yeah, I bet like if you're from like California, you might be like scoffing at like State Fair, but like the Minnesota State Fair.
It
feel
also
like it's
brings a
pretty
lot
cool.
of crazy people out.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you see everything.
Yeah.
So there's like, you get the best of both worlds.
If you're ever like bored and the State Fair is happening, you can just go to the State
Oh
Fair,
my
sit on a
gosh.
bench, and just people watch, and it's like
It's
insane.
insane. Like there are so many people.
It's insane to watch just how, because people come from all over Minnesota, but
Yeah.
they got a ton of food and a bunch of cool things. So we're just gonna go make a little vlog.
Yeah,
See
have
what
some
happens.
time, eat some good food,
Yeah.
drink.
Everyone say your favorite State Fair food.
State Fair food.
Yeah.
Let's go this way because I'm
Yeah, you start.
Okay.
I got mine right now.
Probably Pronto Pup or fried Oreos.
fried Oreos. Yeah, that sounds fire.
Last year, this was blowing up. I think it was the first time I ever had it was last year, but the pickle pizza, I thought it was so good.
Oh, never had.
You never had it?
No.
Oh my god.
We'll have to get it.
I literally, my
Yeah.
brain chemistry got altered.
Mine's not a food, but it's a drink. I don't
Okay.
know what vendor it is, but it's a beer that tastes like a donut. Like a donut, like a
Yum.
sugar donut.
Oh, I
my
know where it
gosh.
is. I know where it is.
It tastes so good. It's like it gets me drunk and it tastes good.
Perfect.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not usually a sweets guy, but like I was kind of amazed how like they mix both of that in a drink. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that sounds
this is
really good.
Wait, I've had it. It's the mini donut beer.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called or who's like selling it, but yeah, I like
Oh, I know where
I
it's
bought
at.
it. Yeah,
I know where it's at.
What are your
It's-
guys' thoughts on Sweet Martha's?
Sweet Martha's hot take.
Ooh.
Overrated or underrated?
I
I think
know,
I think it sits right where it needs to be.
Okay. okay.
I finished the box or the little thing.
Yeah, I mean,
The-
Well, over a
Wait.
course
dang,
of like
I'm gonna say one day,
I
one
was
day.
like, damn,
Crazy.
7 I'll be splitting a cone.
I always have to get the tub.
Yeah,
So
you
good
do
though.
gotta eat the
leftovers.
tub.
It
I
melts
can't
in your
even
mouth.
eat it down. Like I can't eat the tub
I know
down to where I
because
get the lid on.
you have to finish it so you can close it.
Life hack,
Yeah.
you heard it here first. Sweet Martha's, if you're trying to get like in the line. The front lines are always really long. You go to the side, they got like 4 or 5 side windows. You're right up.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's
Especially at
crazy
night,
what
yeah.
people are willing to do for cookies.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to wait in line for half an hour? I don't know how long, but
Yeah.
it's
I'm
crazy.
also a
Quick. They
sucker
scoop
for the
them quick.
Euro. You guys like
Oh.
Euros? No.
Yeah, I do, but I haven't had one at the fair.
Really good.
Euros.
Nice.
I always will get the corn. for
Oh my
me.
God, the corn on the
cob.
The corn on the cob
Yeah.
is
So
good.
I don't know why it just tastes better at the state fair.
It's so good. I know.
Yeah.
I was at the farmer's market and they were selling corn on the cob, and I wanted it so bad just because it smelled like the state fair. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till the fair.
If you grill some corn on the cob, yeah,
So
It'd
good
be
with
good.
some butter. Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, butter. That's some. I'm a big fan of elotes too.
Same.
Okay,
Mhm.
elote. It's
Elote?
like
it's like Mexican street corn.
yeah, it's like corn with like what is it, like
It's like mayo,
mayo.
and like white crumbly
Oh,
cheese.
I've had it. You scoop it up with a chip.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah.
you can scoop it, or it's like you can get it on the cob.
Yeah, it's so creamy though.
They got it
So
there?
good.
No, I don't know if they do.
Maybe
but
they will this
They
year.
probably have it on a stick somehow.
There was that they usually have what the state, like you could go and test and eat the state fair food beforehand.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
taste test.
Yeah. But I didn't really hear too much about that, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think we'll probably cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I feel like us three can move pretty quick.
yeah. We'll go in the morning. So
Make
we,
a little vlog.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe, I mean, comment below what you want to see us do. They got some crazy rides there.
Do you guys like
Mhm.
rides?
I don't like those kind of rides.
I don't like things that spin, but I'm good with
Dang.
anything else.
Okay.
Dev, can we please get you in like the catapult thing where
Oh,
it goes
no.
down and it like launches you
Yeah,
up?
I'm very spontaneous. I could do whatever.
Oh my god.
You could put a GoPro on me. I could carry my
Dude,
TV.
that would be
I-
hilarious.
360 camera.
Honestly, we might have to do that.
I'm
We might have to like do a little pre-production on this vlog and figure out what we want to do.
Yeah.
You ever see those people that like they just knock out? They're like,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
literally
that's what-
pass out.
Yeah, they're
oh my
like-
god, that would be. So
and then they wake back
funny.
up and they pass out again.
Yeah.
No, I'm really I love rides. I used to go to Valley Fair all the time.
Yeah. Oh my god, I drove by Valley Fair and I was like, oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a ride in
Yeah.
so long.
Roller coasters are
You
fun.
guys just thought because I was like sitting last night and I saw Nikki Doherty, model we shoot with all the time, like posted she's gonna be doing something with corn at Valley Fair, and I was like, Valley Fair or the State Fair? What the heck, corn at Valley Fair? But then I was like, wait, clicked on Valley Fair's
Yeah.
Instagram. I was like, they need better content. We could make this stuff way
Yes.
crazier.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they probably don't even have that much of a budget.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was trying to figure out if they would have budget, and I'm like, I don't know. Seasonal businesses like that just never do.
I went to Valley Scare once.
Oh my god, but it's not a thing anymore.
Oh, it's not?
Are you
no,
They don't do it
serious?
anymore?
they stopped doing it
Oh,
because they're
no.
doing like more of like a family-friendly Halloween thing,
Oh,
and I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
okay.
Wait, you all like the Renaissance Fair?
Oh my god,
Should we-
I want
should
to
we
go,
go to the
so
Renaissance
bad.
Fair?
Okay.
Damn.
I like it,
Let's go watch some jousting.
but that is a people watching place, dude.
Oh
Well,
no,
that's
for sure.
like,
People
there
are in
some
roles.
characters there.
Yeah, they're role playing characters.
The guy I saw, I don't know if he was role playing. He had a girlfriend. It was like a stuffed animal.
Oh.
He was like really serious. The comic like brought him up on stage, and like kind of gave him a really hard time. I kind of felt bad. I was like, dang, dude.
They're getting paid to
This
do
poor
it.
guy.
So I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
I
it's-
guess so.
I don't know. Like you don't think. I don't know. You think they just like hired him because he actually has a girlfriend that's a stuffed animal?
No, the comic was like, I need someone from the crowd. What are you doing, man? And then he like brought this stuffed animal up, and he's like, what's this? He's like, it's my girlfriend. And then the comedy guy like laid into the guy from the crowd pretty hard, and I was like, dang.
Well, that might be part of the skit. Part of the.
Could be.
You know,
Could
you never
be.
know.
Could be. Yeah, you really never
You
know
never
at those
know.
things.
No judgment here.
But yeah, I went
Renaissance
to
Fair is fun.
I went to the Renaissance Fair last time. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. No, I went like 2 years ago or something. It was really
I
fun.
haven't been back since I was a kid, so I would want to go check it out.
Yeah, I
actually.
haven't been either.
Dude, there's a lot of fun stuff to do there. A lot of booze to drink too. Seems like people drink there pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Yeah, I mean, State Fair. I'm a big animal guy.
Same.
Love to go pet the animals. And
yeah.
I
look at
love
the animals.
Anything
Yeah.
else? How we doing on time
Yeah,
here?
what time is it?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're
it's
good.
About time to end.
Yeah,
this.
I have a call
Sweet.
actually starting
Yeah.
like right now. So we went a little bit longer than I thought. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
wrapping this up, one thing I want to say that is if you want to come on don't be afraid to like hit us up and just ask. I can't guarantee like, yes, you can come on, yes or no, but I think there's a lot of people that I interact with frequently that I just forget to ask. So if you think you could add value, tell stories in any way, let us know. We'd love to have you on.
Cool.
All right.
I think that's it.
See ya.
Later.
Peace.